Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 46. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. I've been away for quite some time, and if you are, an avid listener, I apologize for being away for so long. The reason why is a lot of good things have been going on in my life, and to share that would take a whole nother episode, but to give you a brief synopsis of what's been going on with me, I've taken a break from, posting podcasts to focus on my website, which is aquarianmindrights.com. And I've revamped my website to where it's an immersive experience, and you can see all of my books for all my book series, my standalone books, putting my YouTube content on my website, so you can just watch YouTube videos basically from my website without really having to go onto YouTube, and making the social media apps that I'm on available to people who are not on Instagram and not on TikTok and not on Twitter. You can see, what I post on, those platforms. So, to say the least, it's been really fun and exciting, and I've finally got myself to a place with that. Along with that, I've moved my books off of the Amazon platform. That will be something discussed in the way down the road future on why I did it, but I am on a new platform called the Book Patch, and it's based where I live currently in the state I am in, and it's a great opportunity to be on a different platform. It will allow me to grow my brand more. My profits on my books will be a lot better, and my books look way better compared to what Amazon prints and sends to you. So you can see that on my Instagram feed. I just posted something recently in regards to how my books look on there, and there are a lot of other big things that are coming along that I will announce in the future. Probably about 5 or 6 people know the major things that I am currently working on behind the scenes. So anyway, I've been yapping for about 2 minutes and 40 seconds about what's been going on in my life. So it's time to talk about what this episode is about today. And it is Monday, obviously. So it's Mondays with Mello if you're listening to it on a Monday. And today I'm discussing how my brain works with writing. A quick little quote: strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. And that's by Napoleon Hill. So, this is honestly not something that I would normally do, but I want to share this because I never wanted anyone to, fully get inside of my mind, but it's time. I always feel that, I need to keep certain things to myself, and certain things are sacred, but guess what? A lot of things about me are sacred and I hold dear to myself. And this is something that I can, go into. Now, honestly, my brain and my mind are in cohesion when I sit down to write a book. And I've been called a genius by some people when it comes to my writing, but I'm not. I'm nowhere near it. I'm just a regular average Joe, trying to impact people and, give you guys hope, while also saying to yourselves that we need to discuss these world and social issues in the world and stop sweeping it under the rug. So for me, I'm never about taking full credit for my writing. I know that this is a talent and gift that God has given me. Now, if you're not religious and all that stuff, I respect that. So, just please bear with me with that. But it's my truth. So I try to thank him at the end of every book that I write, and I will always continue to do that no matter what, because I'm only able to write these stories because of what I see in the world, what I may experience, as a man, when I write about men's issues. But I'm also listening to women in their conversations and seeing things on social media and finding various articles where I can really read stuff and get insight into what other people are experiencing and thinking. So that's what allows me to, craft these great stories, that I write about. Now, when I start writing, it's about imagery and putting you there. It's making you feel that character at that exact moment. So, in a nutshell, it's making you say, damn, I can relate to him or her. And that's how my brain is working while I'm writing a lot of these stories. So I forced myself to step away from, being myself, and I'm putting myself in another person's shoes and asking myself, how would they feel at this exact moment in time? See, it's why I'm able to craft these stories that, are believable and relatable. So, for an example, the world we live in, when I write that and I talk about, drug addiction or alcohol addiction or something of that nature, a lot of people are going to know someone who has dealt with alcohol addiction or drug addiction or something like that, or may know that someone was homeless, or may know someone who dealt with child abuse or something of that nature. So, that in itself is why, I'm able to write a lot of these stories. Another example is, Heather from the world we live in. Now, she's like I was just saying, talking about alcohol addiction, she's an alcoholic. And for me, I've seen my share of them in my life. So I'm able to write her with a little more impact and talk about her struggles and why she got to where she is. Because the reality is we don't become alcoholics. It's a process to get to that place. There's always a backstory to why we do what we do and the decisions that we make and things of that nature. So the reality of it is that everyone has experiences that shape who we are today. No matter who you are and where you come from, your experiences are going to shape who you are currently right now. Now, my brain can honestly write a book, and the only reason why is because my chapters are outlined and I know what I'm going to write about or discuss. So it allows the words to flow, and then you add, the music that I'm listening to, which can either be ambient, electronic, or down-tempo, things of that nature, melodic music. Those are music genres that allow me to just write freely. A lot of times I can't sit and listen to music that has words to it, because then I get immersed in what the music artist is saying in their song, and I'm not focused on writing the content. The only series I was able to really listen to words was when I wrote the Code Blue series, and there's a blog on that where I talk about the music artists that I did listen to, where they talked about social issues and police brutality and things of that nature. So, in a nutshell, sometimes I'll write something unexpected and, I'll stick with it because, well, guess what? I'm in the moment and I didn't expect myself to write that, So I like to do that. That's just fun for me. Now, everything falls into place, and, the characters, they pretty much come out with ease. I become these characters in a lot of ways. I kind of shift into being that character for a little while. And a lot of these characters, they come out and they really can be someone that or be someone that you can relate to. So I am someone who immerses and entrenches myself into these characters, and it's important in how I portray them. There's a protagonist, antagonist aspect of it, and sometimes the character is both. The reality of it is I want you to emote and feel for them. But then I also want you to be mad at them sometimes for the decisions that they make, like you're better than that or you're stronger than that. So it's the craziness, that kind of goes on in my brain when I'm writing these stories, but I know what point I'm trying to get across. It's a matter of whether you guys as readers pay attention to it or not, or if you're listening to one of my books, whether you're really cueing into, what I'm saying. Now, don't get me wrong, my love for writing and different stories and challenging myself, that is what keeps me going, and it's honestly my reality and how I think. Now, these are the deep thoughts of how I write my books and craft my stories, and we all can relate to a lot of these stories in some way, shape, or form. But what I will say is don't be afraid to be a little more open and vulnerable to sharing your journey and your stories, because the blogs I write, the podcasts that I record, the goal is for them to be deep and thought-provoking, but maybe someone can relate to it. And that's why I do what I do. So with that said, that's my podcast for today. Thank you guys for listening. Be good, everyone, and go and accomplish your goals.